The Haitian Revolution changes the meaning of slavery across the Caribbean. It shows that a plantation society can be overturned by the people who work it. It also shows that rebellion can lead not to negotiation but to independence. For Jamaica, this creates a new strategic problem. The island is wealthier, more heavily enslaved, and more militarized than Saint-Domingue was before its collapse. The lesson is not that rebellion is possible. It is that failure of control can destroy the entire system. By the early 19th century, Jamaica depends almost entirely on enslaved labor for sugar production. Plantations are larger. Work gangs are more tightly organized. Output is higher. At the same time, the enslaved population greatly outnumbers the free population. This imbalance is not new, but its meaning has changed. After Haiti, numbers no longer represent only labor. They represent potential force. Colonial authority responds by shifting from routine discipline to permanent vigilance. Militia service expands. Fortifications are strengthened. Patrols increase along estate boundaries and interior routes. The island is treated less as a colony to be managed and more as a fortress to be held. Defense becomes part of everyday administration. Information becomes a new concern. News of Haiti circulates through sailors, traders, and refugees. It also circulates through enslaved networks that move between estates and ports. Stories are altered as they travel, but their core message remains. A slave society has been destroyed and replaced by black rule. This knowledge cannot be erased. It can only be feared. Plantation discipline becomes more severe, not because work changes, but because meaning does. Punishment is no longer only about productivity. It is about deterrence. Gatherings are restricted. Night movement is watched. Obeah prosecutions rise again as cultural practices are linked to conspiracy. Belief is treated as preparation for revolt. At the same time, planters demand protection from London. They argue that Jamaica is too valuable to lose and too dangerous to reform quickly. Sugar exports support British trade and finance. Any disruption threatens revenue and credit. The island's importance increases precisely as its stability decreases. The colonial state faces a contradiction. It wants to present itself as orderly and profitable, but it must govern through emergency measures. Courts, assemblies, and governors speak in the language of law, but they operate through surveillance and force. Ordinary administration becomes inseparable from security. For the enslaved population, Haiti changes expectations without changing conditions. Work remains compulsory. Punishment remains public. Family separation continues. But the idea of permanent bondage weakens. Rebellion no longer appears as an isolated gamble. It appears as one possible outcome of pressure. Resistance does not immediately take the form of general uprising. It continues through work slowdowns, illness, theft, and flight. But these acts now occur in a climate of heightened suspicion. Every disruption is read as preparation. Every leader is seen as a potential organizer. Maroons remain part of the security system. They patrol interior routes and return runaways. Their presence is meant to prevent the formation of inland refuge communities that could resemble Haiti as early rebel zones. Their role becomes more rigidly defined. Autonomy gives way to function. The government also experiments with controlled change. Religious instruction is encouraged in the hope that Christianity will produce obedience. Some planters adopt limited welfare measures to reduce mortality and unrest. These adjustments are not humanitarian reforms. They are stabilization strategies. Despite this, the fear created by Haiti cannot be managed through policy alone. It shapes how every conflict is interpreted. A local dispute becomes a test of loyalty. A labor shortage becomes a security risk. A rumor becomes a warning signal. The island operates under the assumption that catastrophe is possible. This produces a cycle. Tighter control increases resentment. Resentment confirms fear. Fear justifies further control. The system becomes less flexible at the moment when flexibility might have reduced pressure. Jamaica does not experience a Haitian-style revolution. Its military presence is stronger. Its maroon system blocks large inland refuge. Its planters are more coordinated. Its governors are more cautious. But these differences come at a cost. The island becomes more brittle. Stability depends on constant enforcement rather than routine acceptance. The Haitian Revolution, therefore, does not spread by imitation. It spreads by distortion. It turns every Jamaican decision into a defensive one. Laws are passed to prevent what has already happened elsewhere. Budgets are written around fear. Policy becomes an attempt to freeze history. By the time Britain begins to debate abolition, Jamaica is no longer just a colony of sugar estates. It is a warning system. Its survival is treated as proof that slavery can still be governed. Its collapse is treated as proof that it cannot. Every reform proposal is judged against the memory of Saint-Domingue. The revolution in Haiti does not overthrow Jamaican slavery. It reshapes it. It transforms discipline into security, administration into surveillance, and labor into threat. The plantation remains, but it operates inside a permanent emergency. Jamaica after Haiti is a society that continues as before while believing it cannot. The work goes on, the exports continue. But the system no longer assumes its own future. It governs in the shadow of an example it cannot forget and cannot allow to repeat.